What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man, ChazzEllis, once again, answering the questions that you asked me. I just got a good question. Make sure you go to the ChazzEllisProject.com so you can ask a question and pick the next video, because that's where this one came from. Also, if you want to get a consultation or you want to ask a quick question or something like that, that's on there too. If you want to make a donation to help us keep going, we appreciate that also. Anyway, the question that I got was basically, when is a guy being too persistent? When is a guy being too persistent? Or when should he kind of back off? So, really, and you do hear from a lot of women, they say, well, I don't like it when guys are too persistent. And then sometimes they say, I don't like it when guys give up too easy. So kind of a lot of guys feel like damned if they do, damned if they don't. I personally say you're being too persistent when you start crossing legal boundaries. Or you start really making somebody afraid or something like that. That's when you're being too persistent. Keep it legal. I say that all the time. Keep it legal. If you're not crossing legal boundaries and you're not being threatening, I don't think you're being too persistent. Because yeah, it may not work on that particular girl, but that doesn't mean that persistence doesn't work in general. And I'd also say this, make sure that you are doing it as a strategy and you're not so emotionally involved that you're taking things personally, because that's going to cause you to become desperate, and then you start crossing the line and becoming creepy and possibly threatening. So as long as you can keep your emotions in check and not take things personally, I don't think you can be too persistent, really. Like I said, you got to keep it legal, but I don't think you can be too persistent, because some girls are going to say no, but some girls' persistence actually does work with them. If you do it using it as a strategy, then you're going to be able to read the signs. That's why I say, keep yourself from getting too emotionally involved with the outcomes. Because as long as you're using it as a strategy, you can keep it, you can understand, and read the signs. A lot of times if a girl's saying no, like, I don't really want to go out on a date with you, I got a boyfriend right now, then you kind of know when to back off a little bit and just, keep saying hi to her. Like, oh, hey, nice to see you again. How's your day been? Oh, nice dress. Whatever the case may be. And that's still a form of being persistent. You're still being persistent, but you're just not doing it in a way that's really direct to somebody who's pretty much told you that that's not what they want at that time. You have to remember, you have 365 days out of the year for the rest of your life to try to talk to somebody. So it ain't no rush. It ain't something you got to do right that second. Don't make being persistent mean that you got to do something every single day, because that's when you kind of start crossing the line a little bit, and you kind of stop keeping it legal and start heading on to harassment and becoming a little bit threatening. But you can keep talking to somebody. You don't got to ask them out every time you talk to them. You just say, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you again. How are you? And if somebody makes a direct, don't ever talk to me again, you might want to stop talking to them. Might want to leave them alone. Go find somebody else to be persistent with. But yeah, in general, you can be very, very persistent without coming off as crazy. And I say, don't stop being persistent, because that's a good way to find a girl you really, really want to be with. It doesn't work on everybody. And there's going to be a time when you got to understand, you got to pull up and just get in and be like, you know what, move on to the next one. But persistence in general, it pays off. I've seen it pay off quite a bit. It does pay off. So, another part of the question was, let women know why guys may give up early. A lot of times a guy like you, but he ain't really trying to go through a whole bunch of crap. You convinced him that you wasn't interested. Simple as that. You told him to go on somewhere and you wanted to see if he would try harder or work harder, but you convinced him he wasn't interested. That you weren't interested. Every guy don't have that in him to sit there and work towards getting with a girl that doesn't seem interested. Some guys are really confident, and you say something about them like, I don't want to go out with you. No. They're like, that don't mean nothing. I know she does. And then some guys really take that stuff personally and they believe it and they like, nah, I'm not gonna do this. So you got to understand if you turn a guy down, then you telling him you're not interested. And you got to understand that sometimes he's going to believe you. So that's the other part of that. That yes, that if you're a female and you turn a guy down, you have to understand the fact that a lot of guys do believe you, and that's why they give up. So hopefully I was able to help you out. Once again, it's your man, Chaz Ellis. If you want to be a part of picking the next video, go to ChazzEllisProject.com. Go to pick the next video. Pretty self-explanatory, and you could do that. Also, if you want to get a consultation, go to the ChazzEllisProject.com to do that too. Hit me up on AskChazzEllis on Facebook. Also, hit your boy up on Twitter on AskChazzEllis on Twitter. And make sure you share this video with somebody else that you know wants to see it. Also, like and subscribe. Peace.